Because I could not interview them, I just met with each person individually, asking them what they were bringing to this new school, right? And you really, that goes that gut again. You really get a feel for the people you have coming. But more than that, you have to see what it is that they believe, right? So I had to first share my belief, my, let's say, philosophy of education. But also I held meetings to say, these are the goals that I have for this new school. The school is built on a property that in olden years, it had been just a school, basically before integration. It was more like a Black school in this neighborhood. And then when integration came, people did not want to attend this school, did not want to be bused into this school. It later became just a preschool and a place for kids, some kids with disabilities, still not a lot of segregation, but not a lot of integration, but still there are some with those needs. So when our school was to take over this property, it was a huge deal because at the time, I think it had been 51 years since they had had a real school, but not a junior high school. And so I had to meet with the community to let them know what we were doing, the building, getting together with the groups of the parents, the teachers who chose to come to these meetings, and the new scholars who would be there, showing them the vision that I had for the school and building on that. It was a lot of work. We'd have like a picnic in the park, and where there's a park from our school, we got in there and cleaned it up and had a barbecue. But it was funny how people would sort of look out the windows at us, but they did come when it was time to eat and they helped to clean up. But that took a process. And speaking of processes, that's what I had to build, from which direction we would go in a fire drill, what it would look like in a lockdown, just making sure that teachers knew the simple things, which bathrooms we would use, all of this. I mean, those are the little minuscule things that you think are not important, but they are. You have to be specific in everything that you are teaching, because this is your classroom. And as a leader, you can't think of the decision that you make at the time. You have to think of what are the implications of that decision that I've made. What will it look like for a scholar to be a citizen? We came up with a rubric for citizenship skills. It was just one of the things. And with this, I did create the 3 R's that first year. And I gave teachers like that, there were a few others, I explained to them that we were sailing on a ship. And on that ship, we had a destination. And the destination was attached to the vision and the mission of the school. Everyone was not about to make it to the destination. It's just simple as it could be. Some would be have to get off at a port because they didn't have that same vision. Others just might be thrown overboard, whatever. But I came up with the 3 R's. And the 3 R's are, like this particular teacher I spoke with him about, you can run, you can retire, or you can regroup and get it right. And so that year, that very first year, there were a few people who took the first R to go ahead and run. There were some who retired. But the good thing, the core of the staff realized that, oh yeah, there's a vision that we can see. And finally, because, teachers know who's doing a good job and who isn't. It was just the fact that they actually could see somebody helping them. And in our case, I would always say, if someone didn't make it and teachers want to gossip about, well, what happened? Did they get fired again? You know how it is, and you're going around. And in our district, I would have to give out the letter or whatever. My only answer is always, everybody can't be a tiger. And they have always known to just leave it at that. But building that core and getting people to really have a clear vision of where we're going and building the mission statement together. they just really bought into it. Martin Luther King says, a great leader does not wait for consensus, but he makes it. That's sort of kind of what it says. But that quote is very important for me and for my leadership. You just can't wait to say, we got to have teacher buy-in. No, when that ship starts moving and you've got enough players in there who are following you, Anthony Muhammad talks about the different kinds of people. Let me tell you, if you can't beat them, join them really works.